start. We lower our gaze on a quiet city stirring back to life. Our small group of souls begin to wake from a disconcerting dream. Welcome, listeners, to Shining in Shadow. When last we left our gang, most of you were in the inn.
Oh, not all of us, because I think
didn't.
No, like even one of us. I don't think she was in her room.
Well, she's
Arlen.
in the inn. She's on.
Okay, that's fair.
All right, each of our adventurers, we'll call them for now. They wake from their dream. Ashley, so you wake on the stairs. Puddle of drool.
Yep. Got farther than the last time I slept in an inn. Go me, getting better. Okay. All right. Deep breath in. Okay. All right, not so bad. Cracks the neck. Roll shoulders. Okay, I think we're good. I'm gonna go the rest of the way to the room now.
It's probably a good idea.
Because, wow, what did I dream?
Everything.
That was a crazy fucking dream. Okay, and I head up to the room.
All right, you enter the room, and sprawled halfway on the bed, halfway on the floor, a good welt rising on his forehead is Ekin, and he is groaning awake just now.
Whoa. What happened to you?
Honestly, I don't recall. Ow.
Fair.
Ow. I guess I didn't quite make it to the bed, huh?
Neither did I. Though you got closer than I did. Good job.
Well, you know, we all have talents for something. Oh. Have we seen the others?
Not yet. I kind of just woke up right on the stairs and figured I'd come in and, you know, get a change of clothes, freshen up a little.
Right.
Damn, my sleep was weird.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alrighty then, and we'll cut to Avon now, who wakes with a start.
Immediately looks out the window, sees if Sedgwick is awake, kind of thing, because I was intending on staying up all night.
Yeah, Sedgwick is still asleep.
Oh. I check my purse and make sure nothing's been stolen. I check our door.
Door's locked, purse is solid.
Okay. Take a heavy sigh of relief. I'm gonna let Sedgwick sleep in because he probably needs it. I do check on his wound that's on his arm, though.
It's looking pretty healthy.
Okay, good.
It was kind of like one of those, kind of like a cat scratch where it's kind of red and puffy.
Okay.
And then the next day it looks like a normal scratch.
As long as it's not infected, that was my main concern.
Yeah, he had
Not that I didn't trust Trist to do it. So, Avon will leave the room now, lock it behind her for Sedgwick's safety, if nothing else.
Sure.
What's going on in the tavern?
There's people everywhere.
Oh, they all just passed out?
Everyone is passed out. The bartender is asleep behind the counter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's abnormal. Like, the
What did
people,
you
not so
do?
much. Yeah, that's my first thing is I definitely think over the night I heard Arlen's boisterousness and I'm like, what did you encourage all these people into? You're a troublemaker.
What kind of challenges did you win? Sorry.
I go to try and stir the barkeep.
All right, yeah, he wakes with a groan.
What happened? Am I still at the inn?
You're still at the inn.
And he sits up, sees everybody else, starts kind of yelling and shouting to get people to wake up and get out of his inn. This ain't no sleeping quarters, etc., etc.
And that is the response I would have imagined from you.
They didn't pay for this. He didn't pay to stay here last night.
But you didn't seem to shoo him out.
I think I might have fallen asleep before him. I don't know. It's very weird. I had this strange feeling kind of come over me very suddenly last night. And the last thing I remember was, I think I poured a drink and, that was it.
I investigate to see if the drink that he poured is on the counter.
It is. It's sitting on the counter.
Okay, so that is an accurate story. Okay. I'm gonna go possibly knock on my compatriots' rooms to make sure they're doing all right, considering it seems the entire tavern had that happen.
Yeah. All right. And Trist, you wake from your slumber. Kind of like you're still clothed. You like sat on your bed and fell to the side. And you wake from your slumber when you hear someone knocking at your door.
So I'm going to kind of like sit up really quick at that moment because I don't really remember laying down, just kind of like falling over. I'm going to, before I even check on the door, I'm going to go over to our cart keeper and make sure that he is alive still.
He is alive, he is awake, and he is no longer like, he seems like he's still not there, but he's not hurting himself by screaming silently. He's not muttering gibberish. He's just sitting there very silently, kind of deadpan.
Okay, I'm going to mix up a root tea really quick, just with some whatever water I have around me.
Okay.
You mix that up, give that to him, and then I will.
Yeah, and he drinks it mechanically. Like he's not putting any real effort into it, but you hand him it, and he drinks it himself. Using both hands because they're kind of messed up.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna take a note on that really quick, just on my part of my book, monitoring our cart guy's health.
Sure.
And I'm gonna go over to the door and open it, just peer out and see who's knocking on my door.
I'm assuming it's Avon.
Yes.
Yes, okay. She peeks in, she sees how our cart, Romaine,
Yeah, I was
is
gonna say,
doing.
he has a freaking name, guys. You guys named him.
I named him. He's my child. I'm allowed to call him whenever I want.
Avon peeks in, sees how he's doing, nods, says, "You didn't happen to pass out last night, did you?"
Oh, no, I fell asleep. It was a late night and I just happened to kind of lay over, I guess.
Seems everyone in the town's downstairs tavern who was at the party seems to have fallen asleep.
Well, I mean, that's what you kind of get for partying with people you don't know. You don't know what they can put in your drinks at any moment.
Agreed.
Would you like some tea?
I'll pass. But that statement, he's now growing on Avon, even though we've had bad interactions in our childhood.
All right, so we have two parties formed within the remaining the group here, and now for our final member in an alleyway, and you wake up with like, I'm not gonna say you're the most sore you've ever been in your life. I'm sure you've been in some pretty hairy situations, but you definitely feel like you got the tar beat out of you. You've got some bruised ribs, your eye is swollen shut, you've got some lacerations on your cheek and arm, and you realize that you're really cold. And looking around, you see that you are completely nude.
Fuck!
These are just the sounds of waking John up in the morning.
The fuck! I'd kind of roll onto my butt and sit up.
All right, yeah, you look around you. You've actually got a crowd gathered around you. They're staying pretty hefty distance back, but you are encircled, and there's a lot of whispers about the lack of clothing and the lack of propriety.
Do I see any objects at all that I can pick up and hold in front of my crotch as I stand?
Give me a luck roll.
It's a 3, and I believe I don't have any luck.
Nope, you don't. Okay, so
#protect Tresco's manhood.
what do you think you find, Tresco? What does 3 sound like to you?
Just a rock. just a fucking rock.
All right, you find a rock, and you cover yourself with a rock.
Just holding it, just Austin Powers style, in front of my crotch. Like one angle of people cannot see my junk now. And I just kind of nod at the crowd and say, ladies. And then I just start stumbling really any direction. I don't know where I am, so...
For the listeners who can't see my pretty picture, he is on the southern side of town, actually over by the Haggard Horse. So down by the southern gate.
Is the Haggard Horse the other inn we could have gone to?
It is.
Thank you. Just wanted to check.
That's correct. It's the one that I renamed because I didn't like Caleb's name for it.
Don't like any of my names. Rude.
I let Romaine stick, so I'll let hear it. So that's where you are, Trisco.
So I'm gonna need directions, so I go ahead and stumble in there. Or I stumble into the first building. Is the closest building to me the Haggard Horse?
Yeah, that's that E right below you. Yeah.
So yeah, I just kind of wander in.
And it's there's a few people still like kind of passed out on the floor, but most are up and kind of stirring. One of them looks at you and like kind of like gasps, I guess you could say. And then one starts laughing. He's like, he had a harder night than I did. And there I thought I was too drunk.
Yeah, I'll let you know when you're drunk, kiddo. Can you tell me how to get to the moon, the half moon?
Oh, the half moon, eh? Well, you're at is the Haggard Horse, which is by the south gate. You need to go to the north gate, so, you know, out of direction.
You are a lifesaver, my friend. I don't suppose you have a handkerchief I could have.
Well, that's a long walk to be making in the state you're in. And he pats himself down, realizes he's wearing like this like a kind of a vest. He takes off his vest and he's like, you need it more than I do. And like stumbles off to like kind of start waking up his mates. So you have a vest now that you can kind of cover yourself a little better with.
So now I at least look like an off-the-clock stripper. Because I have like a piece of clothing. Okay. So yeah, I just I tie it around my waist like a hoodie. And now I just have a little kilt made of a vest. And I start making my way toward the north side of town.
All right.
With just kind of just owning it, just walking like I belong here. But trying my best not to limp heavily and kind of giving my body a once-over for serious situations.
Nothing serious. No, like maybe a cracked rib is the worst you got. It's just a very even coating of bruising and general beating. Yeah. Your head hurts probably more than anything, as you did take a club to the head, which is why your eye is all swollen and shit. But yeah, you're owning it, you're walking. Some guards kind of like notice you, but they don't say anything. They just kind of like follow you. They're not really sure how to handle the situation. Otherwise...
I was just furiously checking the handbook. Just like, what is this?
What's the protocol on this? And eventually... It takes you a little while to get there. You kind of got maybe turned around and asked for more directions, but you do stumble into the Half Moon Inn. Hey, you know, you can't be coming in here like that. Come on.
You should see the other guy.
What other guy?
I didn't think that through. I didn't see the other guy. And then I just walked past him toward my room.
As you're walking up the stairs, Trist, Avon, Arlen, and Eakin are like leaving their rooms and heading down into the common area.
Dice game didn't go well for you, huh?
You know, it's totally possible that it did.
I just the fact that he has no clothes except for a vest somehow tied around his waist. I go, and then I pass him. I just go back to the main floor.
Did you black out too?
You know, certain details are hazy.
Fair. Again, fair. Apparently whatever alcohol they serve here is either really bad or really good. I haven't decided.
Wait, so you two passed out too?
Well, mine was a little more causal. I don't know if Tresco knows the word causal.
He doesn't know what it means. He just says it.
He's heard it.
Yeah.
Now I'm just picturing later, like he just starts using big words, but using them completely wrong.
Mine was a little more cauliflower than yours.
I hate ornithology. So I'm gonna head to my room. Part of his decent mood, besides just, being the kind of guy who would try to shrug this off, is it may not have hit me how badly my night went until I get to my room, look for my stuff.
All right, so you enter your room and you find your stash, which was just your armor, your weapon. You have no money.
So I casually look in like the first place I would have stashed some, and then I kind of quickly look in the second place I would have stashed some, and then a little more frantically start checking like the third, fourth, and fifth places I would have stashed emergency money, and like it's slowly dawning on me, it's gone, like everything, and increasingly frantic, just like fuck. But then I try to chill, because now I get dressed in my armor and stuff. I put the vest on over the armor. I'm going to keep that. And then put on my happy face and head back out.
Is it possible that us downstairs heard that from his room?
Absolutely. So you hear all that, then you hear him come out of his room, or you hear it, like the door open and shut. You hear him come down the stairs, and he enters the common area with like his happy face on, quote unquote.
I assume he looked pissed.
Oh no, I am just everything's right with the world.
Oh, you're good at that. You're good at putting on the mask. I dig.
Wait, is it the happy face that is like the weird serial killer like smile? Like you look
face.
happy, but you also think you're about to murder someone.
It's the happy face that is wanting to casually get the hell out of here before the bartender talks to me about my tab.
I recognize it immediately.
Yeah, whenever the bartender was like, they didn't pay to stay here, and I was like, well, they haven't paid for anything.
I was gonna say, didn't Arlen have money from Tresco?
Well,
Yeah, I
did,
paid.
You did pay up front for your rooms. The only things that weren't paid was your bar tab.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's what I meant, like.
Yeah, so by happy face, I mean a nothing to see here face, as I kind of, I'm gonna head to the cart, guys, and I'll see you there ASAP. It's kind of, you want to get on the road, get a good start to the day, and then I head for the door.
I'll pull the cart around front.
Shepherd's pie. It's great when you wake up not remembering the night before.
I think reading the situation off of Tresco, because I feel like I've been in that. Eakin's been in that situation a lot. I look at Arlen. I'm like, we should probably get going. Early start and all that. And I kind of like gesture towards the door.
Picking up on that from Eakin, I go to try and get Sedgwick out of bed.
He's awake when you enter the room.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah, he's sitting on the edge of the bed. He looks a little shaky, but he stands, kind of does that old man limbering up and such. His back pops, and it's audible from the doorway. Rolls his shoulders, and kind of like you can see, like he's got this look on his face of being haggard and tired. And the moment he realizes you're in the room, it shifts to a more stern, contemplative look, and he gestures, that's it, I was here. That was a word.
That's what he said. Canon.
Yeah, I went, was that a word?
No, I love that that's canon, because it means that we get to have a scene where Avon gets to go, the fuck?
Essentially.
Alright.
Avon goes, the fuck?
I said let's get out of here.
Right. I gesture him out. I'm sure he's taking lead. And I am promptly following Eakin's lead, and we're getting the hell out.
Alright.
Yeah, as much as I regret it. I did pick up on it, I just wanted to eat first.
Then dine and dash.
Oh, I've got money, I just don't have money for the rest of you guys.
That's fair.
I thought you'd be like, oh, I mean, we've already done a whole lot of damage. I mean, what's one shepherd's pie gonna add to it, you know?
Right. All right.
Yeah, I'm still getting kind of like that vibe we should leave. I'm gonna go back into my room and start loading up Romaine.
Yeah, he follows you. He's very mechanical and stands up. If you tell him to follow you, he follows you. Very silent.
Guy.
I make him carry all the heavy things. I'm kidding.
And I'll add an evil point to Caleb's character.
Is that how it works? We have evil points?
No.
I definitely do.
So, assuming that we all get packed up and start to head out, I don't know how awake the innkeeper is yet. Does he raise a fuss that we're all booking it?
He's actually more concerned with his wife, who was in the kitchen. So he actually, when Tresco came in, and after Tresco went up to his room, he kind of like had that double take and then ran off into the kitchen. You haven't seen him since.
Ah, perfect. Make good on it while we've got it, right?
Is anyone still in the tavern like that he wasn't able to get up and get them to leave?
There's a few stragglers, but mostly.
Okay. It's mostly empty.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of wives to get home and do some splaining too. So Tresco gets the cart loaded up as the last people to leave were Trist and
Romaine.
Trist and Romaine. As you guys are entering the stables attached to the inn, Tresco's got the horses all strapped up, ready to go, and you guys, I guess we're just getting out of town.
I let Sedgwick take his horse, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'll load up.
Cedric,
Hop onto the driver's spot.
Cedric pats Morgana down and hops up on the back of the saddle. He looks really, for a second, he looks like he's about to fall out the other side, and then he stabilizes. You guys pull out of the stables.
Did you call him Mr. Romaine?
I think you did.
I'm pretty sure you did.
I did. And
Tristan, Mr. Romaine. Well, it's Mr. Romaine now.
Yeah, it's Mr. Romaine. I mean,
yes, it's Mr. Romaine now. I'm so glad I drew this whole map of town. You guys just fucking leave.
I didn't
When you've got
say
bills to pay, you gotta get out.
Well, we gotta leave here. I mean, now I'm like, because I can tell, people are hungry and wanting breakfast, so now I'm in like the divorced dad trying to make ice cream sound fun, when really it's just like, we just gotta not be here. Like, let's go. You guys want some ice cream? Anything. Whatever you guys want. We'll do that. Anything that's not here.
And I'm very okay with getting out of town, because I wanted to get out of town last night. So.
It's up to
I
you
don't
guys.
think you have to make ice cream sound fun. I think ice cream already is fun.
Don't get me started.
Not when mommy and daddy are fighting.
Well, I'm down for a bite to eat if we want to get something before we leave town.
I mean, we did leave most of our supplies back with the little glow bulb lizard things. So.
The vicious monsters that tried to murder us, yeah.
You, in that map you worked so hard on, Terry, is there a general store?
Trist actually resupplied everybody. He handled that.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever I went shopping, I wasn't just getting stuff for me, I was getting stuff for everyone. Like, that's why I was making a list of everything. So, you guys are welcome. I'm your convenience store.
Yeah, Trist purchased rations. You've got some trail rations you can eat on the way. Nothing's gonna be hot, but you've got some dried fruit, things like that.
So I'm wealthier than I have been since the start of this game because someone else bought me a bunch of food and I made coin. So I'm feeling like a $1 million. Like everything's great. I'm happy for whatever people want to do.
Yeah. All right. So
But yeah,
Yeah.
if you guys want to hit a BK before we hit the road or something.
Let's go get some Dairy Queen.
disgusting.
Some
it's
hummus
actually,
queen.
It's actually the queen of dairy, I'll have you know.
No, I like hummus queen.
The hummus queen.
Gotta get that hummus.
I'm sure they have a franchise here.
When did this turn into Shrek?
When did this turn into Elemantra with me naming everything?
Is there a good place to get a bite to eat that isn't a place that's going to charge us a bunch of money that we don't have?
Normally, yeah, there would be, but it seems like everyone's kind of slow to start today. There's normally like street vendors on every entrance to the town that would be selling like hotcakes and things like that. But no one's really there yet. None of the shops are set up. It's pretty eerily quiet.
Avon speaks up. You don't think it was the entire town that fell asleep at the same time, did you?
Well, typically people go to sleep around the same time.
Yeah, but not a barkeep pouring a drink, falling asleep on his own bar while everyone's partying in his pub.
I mean, this is not the first time I woke up on a set of stairs, so my night didn't seem too out of the ordinary. Odd dreams, but not out of the ordinary.
Thinking back, did my walk across town also reflect this eeriness?
Yeah, it did.
She actually might have a point. We got a pretty good tour of the town this morning, and unless everyone got shit-faced at the inn last night, something a little strange is up. There was a naked dude, I know that.
Just one.
I heard he had an enormous... Never mind.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, so with everyone kind of talking about, like, you know, I heard some mention, like, weird dream, I'm just like, huh, I slept really peacefully, actually.
I slept really peacefully, actually.
Terry, just a meta question. We all had that same dream, right? That wasn't just Arlen, or was that a specific to Arlen thing?
That was everyone.
Interesting. Okay. So we getting food or what?
So everyone's a little slow to start, but if we hung around, could we get food, Tare?
Gary.
I said Tare, which was also, I was meaning there. We could get food, Tare.
Yes.
Anyway.
Could I make a roll? Because, yeah, at this point, I think that would definitely have set off an alarm bell. The whole town is off. Everyone had the same dream. Could I roll a perception to maybe get a feeling that something fishy is going on?
You sure can.
And on a perception, I have all 5 boxes slashed, 1 box colored in, plus 2. So is that 6, 7, 8?
Yep.
8 plus my roll, which was 4, 12.
Like in your, we'll call it your hangover haze, you mentioned a lot of people mentioning strange dreams, those that were like moving around were really groggy. You realize now that the guards weren't necessarily not sure what to do with you. They were just now waking up. Everyone seemed disoriented in some way, shape, or form. And definitely something strange. It's all very abnormal behavior.
Could I do like a Dim Morthine Mysteries check, see if I've heard of anything like this happening? I feel like this is something you would hear in a folktale. That is also a 12.
There are a few folktale about like creatures entering a single house and putting its inhabitants to sleep, but nothing in such a scale.
That's
as
big.
this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either it's something really big, or lots of little ones.
So, knowing that Arlen mentioned strange dreams, and maybe some other people in town have, I'm gonna see. I very specifically haven't talked about mine with my party members, but I'm gonna ask someone we pass by, and I'm gonna try to relation them into telling me about their dreams to see if they remember anything.
Okay, yeah,
Just like a random townsperson.
go for it.
Cool. And that is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, we're rolling 12s today.
Apparently.
Yeah. One lady you managed to approach, and you try a few people, but she's the only one that actually like gives you the time of day. She says, well, it was the strangest thing. I was standing in this valley between 2 mountains or something, and I don't know why, but I was standing there, and I know that I was supposed to be like ready to go and help people if they got hurt. And then I look to my left, and there's my husband walking off towards some like battle lines, but I really couldn't make out where it was. It was a very strange thing. And then some horns started blaring, and some crier came running through these battle lines, yelling about how they were coming. It was starting. I'm not entirely certain. It was really odd. But then I woke up and I just felt cold. You know, I felt like I was staring down death's door or something. You know.
Right, sounds lovely. Thank you. And then I leave. Leave as fast as possible. And catch up
were
to the
we?
group.
Were we all listening in on that conversation?
Yes.
Because something in it kind of piqued my interest.
Sure.
They're coming. When I talked to the mayor about the big ones, he used a similar phrase about a regrouping of the walkers or something.
Yeah, you were talking to the High General, and it's been known that from time to time a group of fiends will gather, led by we'll call him a stronger fiend. Normally fiends are very disorganized, but these singular fiends seem capable of directing them and controlling them and giving them a sense of purpose and organization, making them tenfold more dangerous. So yeah, if that's what you're referring to, then yes.
It is. So I kind of pass that on to everyone and suggest maybe we should stick in town a little bit longer. Just not the half moon inn.
So, after looking around and starting to pick up on all the strangeness, and the moment you say that, Arlen is not okay with that. Like, really, what can we do? If there's going to be a gigantic group of fiends that move through here, what is it that we're going to be able to do that the town can't do on its own? We should probably just keep moving.
We could tell the town that there's nothing they can do on their own and they need to get the hell out.
Do we really know that for certain? And plus, how are you going to convince an entire town to just up and leave?
A very large crossroads, profitable, up to this point, safe town.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop in the same thing. Like, this town's been guarded for how long by these walls, and getting to move this many people to what location, it going to be more risky to put them on the road.
As long as you guys are cool letting people die, I don't care.
We don't know that they're going to die. They faced this stuff before. We could always just warn them, let them know what we know, and do that, I guess. If that helps your conscience. I mean, this is a very noble endeavor of yours, and if you want to try it, by all means, I'll see what I can do.
I hop off the cart and head for the mayor's.
It's not a mayor.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Ace and Micah.
There's the High General, and then the lady of the city.
Yeah, so as Tresco hops off, I'm gonna lean over to Ekin and be like, "Oh, this is getting interesting."
I kind of watch Tresco get out of the cart, and then Tris leans over and I'm just like, do we just keep going, or what do I do? I'm just holding the reins, like looking for someone to tell me whether I'm leaving or not, knowing that I want to leave, but I'm not going with the cart with everyone's supplies at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, let's just wait for a minute, but if it gets much, we out. I'm also gonna get out of the cart, and like this will be the first time I'm really gonna make notice that I like reach and find my cane for me to walk with,
So you get your cane,
which is also my staff, but still I just wanna make sure people know like it's also like it doubles as like a walking stick for me.
All right. So what's everybody doing? Tresco's running off to do Tresco things.
I will follow Tresco,
All right.
since I did offer to help.
When Arlen starts following Tresco, I'll start wheeling the cart after them. I just sigh heavily, I'm like,
Oh man, have you ever tried to do a U-turn in a horse-drawn cart before?
5-point turn turns into a
I'm
12-point
not turning
turn.
around on this street. I'll go around. I'll take the long way.
Terry, you say that like you have, Terry. I don't.
Tresco and Arlen are walking towards the High General quarters. Eventually, the horse-drawn cart catches up. I'm guessing that Trist, seeing the cart turn around, limping, hops back into the cart, Or do you kind of keep going in some other direction?
I just kind of wander off in my own, like, kind of keep my eye with the cart, but I'm also, like, the healer in me is going to walk around and check on people and ask them if they're doing okay.
Alright, yeah. We'll get back to you in a second with what information you find out.
Guys, it was the birds.
It was definitely the birds. Cedric is kind of like just following suit. I think he's becoming more and more inclined towards Tresco's sense
Plan.
of, we'll call it nobility. More like good-naturedness, I suppose. But I don't know if
His humanity.
His humanity, yeah. So you guys make your way to the central keep.
Avon is not pleased.
Aiken is incredibly uncomfortable.
Yeah, I go ahead and head inside.
All right, you head inside. No guards stop you. You can see once you because you go in the gate a little to get to the upper chamber where the High General basically sleeps, and you see that almost all the guards have been pulled into the main keep here, and they're guarding the door very heavily, and they are kind of like intermittently scattered around the keep. But yeah, I'm guessing you just kind of pull the cart over and put it into park.
Yeah, drop the e-brake, lock it behind me, make sure. Yeah, it's the
Wheels toward the curb.
Yeah, I put a bike lock on the horse, like it's.
All right, so yeah, you do that, and all of you are going up to the High General quarters except Trist.
Oh boy.
I just imagine there's like spinners on this this cart and it's just.
I will follow the group. If anyone other than Tresco goes with Tresco, I will go with the group.
Yeah, Avon's going where Cedric's going, and he seems to follow Tresco, so.
Yeah. All right.
I mutter God's help me under my breath. Just like, oh, gods.
Yep. All right, so you go up there. The door's open, and the High General is scrambling about. He's got runners coming and going. He's getting reports and sending orders this way and that. He looks really stressed, but he's got that air of command about him that's kind of like, yes, he's stressed, but he's handling it very well. But he does seem concerned. He looks up and he sees Tresco and Sedgwick, I'm assuming, entering first. Oi, lad! Come here a second. Come here, stop gesturing towards Tresco.
I head over.
He ain't no lad.
Tresco, right? I'm getting reports of everyone falling asleep in random places. I've got quite a few minor injuries. Small fire started in the eastern section of town, and I just need someone who I know just came to town to just give me what happened with you. Do you have anything to add to this? Because I didn't have a dream at all.
Not much. Quiet night for me. But a few of my friends had dreams.
Arlen is right behind him and chuckles. Very low, but still chuckles when he says that.
But yeah, dreams, yeah, passing out, yeah, constantly wearing clothes, just all your normal spooky stuff.
He just kind of shakes his head at your comment, and right, why are you here exactly then?
I came by to see if I could help.
You can help. I need. What do I need? And he kind of like goes start scattering through his papers. He says, I haven't heard anything from my southern gate, so I need someone to go down there and figure out what's happening down there. You go to that.
I look at the group.
Literally in the opposite direction of which we need to depart from town. Clearly, that's where we need to be.
I mutter under my breath, I thought we were trying to convince them to leave.
Well, we adjust the plan accordingly.
What do you mean leave? Why are you telling? Why are we leaving? What are you talking about?
A few of the dreams seemed to imply that there might be an imminent demon attack.
Right. That's what you told me about yesterday.
Well, now there's dreams.
You can't argue with your dreams.
It just reinforces the idea that something very bad is going to happen, and our sweet, sweet boy here wants to save the world. AKA this town.
Right, but all the reports of the dreams tell me, anything I've gotten says that none of the people know where they were in this dream. I would think that someone from this town would recognize in a dream if they were in or near this town.
Very good point. The town's probably safe.
Good, then we can go.
All right.
If it makes you feel better, we'll go check on the southern gate. Go
I
make a
head for the
report.
southern gate.
And okay, and then we can go. All right.
I like how Tresco's just like, oh yeah, okay, cool. You're cool with my idea? Let's go.
Awesome. All right, you go to the southern gate, and as you're going, it's eerily quiet. There's no one stirring
Wait,
in this area.
Still?
There's no one. There's a person lying in the middle of the street that is not waking up.
Oh.
What are you guys doing with Trist though? You left Trist behind.
I live here now. This is fine.
Trist, we're gonna catch you up real quick, just so timing wise. You help a few people, and all of them are giving you the same thing. Either they are, but it's from different positions in this what seems like a shared dream. And a few people tell you that they didn't have a dream; they just felt cold or something like that. And a lot of the men were apparently part of that standing army. They were shoulder to shoulder with other people. Some of them they recognized, some they didn't. But all of them had that imminent fear imprinted on them from the dream. And you kind of make your way towards the central keep gate, which is to the west of this town. And as you're heading down, you see your gang leaving and heading south on the southern road. And yeah, so if you guys want to catch up there, and then we'll go.
When you said like leaving, I thought they were like leaving. I'd be like, I can't run.
Yeah, they're heading that way at a canter. You could probably limp sprint your way to catch up if they don't see you.
I was about to ask. Yeah, do we see him?
Yeah, you see him. If you stop.
I'll pull up. Yeah, I don't drive away from our companion.
He's waving his
I'm
cane.
not in a rush right
Yeah,
now.
I'm just waving my can. Wait.
Alright. Yeah, so you get Tristan, you fill him in. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I will.
I heard Tristan, and I was like, his name is Trist. What are you? Oh.
Yeah, same thought process. I was like, Tristan. I was like, who? Oh, wait, me.
Yes, you. Yeah. So, and you head south, and as I was saying, it's very empty. Not a lot of people. There's like one person lying in the middle of the road, and when you go to check on them, they're not moving. They are 100% not alive anymore.
Wait, they're not alive? You said not waking up.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, the two aren't mutually exclusive, so.
Yeah. So, and I don't know what you're doing with that body, but there it is. And as you continue further south, there's a few more bodies, and then you get to the bottom, the southern gate, and it is a wreck. And lying kind of like on its side and breathing shallowly is this gigantic creature.
Oh, sweet mother of all the gods.
The entire... Sorry.
I draw my sword.
It's lying on its side. It's breathing very shallowly, and like you see that it's got like splinters in it, and there's actually like metal barbs sticking out from inside of it. They're kind of bronzish looking, and it's bleeding profusely from all these wounds. Yeah. What are you guys doing?
What does it look like? I mean, it's large,
It looks
but
like a very large wisp walker.
okay, it's a wisp walker. That's what I wanted to know.
It's probably the big one.
I think I've changed my mind. We should go. We should go. We should go. We should leave right now.
Yeah, I think we found out.
Draw my sword and head toward it.
Everyone,
For my
we should
attack-
go. Tresco, I draw my sword and walk towards it.
Well, it's on its last leg. I'd like to just walk up and slit its throat, but I don't know how that works in this game.
There's not really a coup de grace so much as you can just do it.
Is it really on its last leg? Because Avon is honestly feeling empathetic for it.
That's weird.
You beast sympathizer.
Actually,
Yeah.
I need the following people to give me a mental resistance check.
Okay.
Avon, Arlen, Tresco.
Oh, dang.
And that'll be our roll plus the number next to mental resistance.
Yes.
That's a 20 for me.
Nice.
12. for
Did you
me.
roll a 10?
Yeah, I rolled a 10,
You
and I have a 10 mental resist.
Then you automatically gain hardness, or whatever that hardening.
Oh, really? Cool.
Well, I also
wait.
rolled a 10 and have a 10.
You
Yeah, we
also
should talk
gain
about
hardening.
that.
All right, yeah, let's talk about hardening. So, this particular, actually is a disorder. It's associated with the hardening chart. The person's mind, after it has faced too much horror and trauma, withdraws into itself and rigidifies, which can cut it from the outside world entirely. However, behind such a fortress, there is often a devastated mind that is no longer more than an empty shell. So, there is a bonus. There is a positive to it. And once you hit symptom level, you gain a +3 bonus to all sanity rolls. So that's that first 5. Once you hit the first 5 of hardening, you gain a +3 to all sanity rolls. We can do that more later.
Oh, okay, you dropped out completely for me. Sorry.
I got it.
Okay.
Okay. As long as everyone else got it, I'm good.
All right. So yeah. All right, and I'm sorry, and Tresco, what'd you get on your mental resistance?
12.
12. All right. So Tresco, when you see this thing, that image of it chasing you down the path, or following you down the path, hits you hard. It rocks you physically. You get a sense of vertigo, and you actually gain some mental damage. So non-permanent mental damage. Avon and Arlen, looking upon this thing, you see more than there is. You can actually see a network for a brief half second of those metal barbs all culminating into one place on this creature's back. And it's just for a half second, but there is a root at which these barbs are coming from. And they came from the inside of it.
Inside out?
Yeah.
Whoa. Nah, never mind. That's weird. Huh. Okay, are we done here, guys?
Do I need to actually mark on the trauma scale, or?
Yes, you'll just do a line, not a solid filled dot, just a line to mark that it is not permanent.
I do still need to kill it.
Yeah.
Avon is gonna try and stop him.
Okay. How are you guys gonna play that out?
Well, I'm just walking toward it, drawing my sword.
Avon's gonna jump out of the cart, and grab his wrist that is holding the sword.
I look at her.
Say again, John.
I look at her and just say, "What?"
I don't think this creature was in its right mind when it attacked.
That much seems fairly obvious.
Well, is it really fair to kill a creature when it could be saved? Similarly to how we were going to leave this town and let it die. What's the difference?
Well, I wasn't gonna leave this town and let it die.
You weren't, but everyone else was.
And so now everyone else isn't gonna kill this thing, and I am. Makes perfect sense to me.
Damn it. Damn it, Tresco!
Are you continuing to move forward with her?
No, I've stopped walking. I mean, if she gives me a compelling reason, I just don't. I mean,
Should-
these aren't just wild animals. They're demons.
They're malicious creatures.
All right.
But I am legitimately hearing her out, so I
Yeah.
have stopped walking. But
Should we at least investigate before we just kill it? I don't think it's going anywhere or doing anything.
which makes this the best time to kill it. It's not small.
But if it were going to do something, it would have done it already.
I think it may have had some issues doing what it wanted to do. I don't think it stopped destroying the town out of the goodness of its heart.
Just let me look before you slit its throat, all right?
I sigh heavily and reach for one of my flasks.
So Avon's gonna go up to investigate it.
All right, yeah. Are you going to circle around it? Because it's laying on its side, and you can't even see. You can't see over it.
Yeah.
It's that big. So yeah, which are you going like around tail side or around head side?
I wanna go. Wait, what do you mean?
It's so large that you have to walk around it, right?
Yeah, but where's its back?
Its back is away
Oh,
from
it-
you.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. I'm gonna go around tail side because I don't trust mouth
You shouldn't trust tail
or
side.
or smell.
Yeah. So you actually, when you get closer, there's like this sudden wall of rot, like the smell of rot. This thing just smells foul.
Okay.
It's
Did the other wisp walkers smell that way?
very faintly, yes.
Okay.
But you can actually see that the sunlight is hurting it. It's like any
Nocturnal.
Yeah, very nocturnal. All of its wounds that are piercing it from the outside in or from the inside out, the blood coming from the thing is kind of like curdling and steaming a little bit. But yeah, and its breathing is becoming more and more shallow, labored.
Okay. So it's really not even that we have to kill it. It's gonna die. It's just
is.
whether or not it's painless and humane.
Correct.
Okay. I go back to report that, and I tell him to do it.
All right, I head for its head.
All right, you go over there. You tell him that you're good for him to do what he's gonna do. As
Yes.
you turn around, something like tickles the back of your head, your mind, not your head, physical, a mental tickle.
Okay. Okay.
And something kind of like takes over your body. Your body starts moving on its own. You walk towards this creature, its underside, and underneath where one of its legs is kind of like kind of folded over, we'll call it, like in that soft tissue armpit, we'll call it. There is what appears to be the hilt of a sword.
Okay.
And some part of your mind can hear a voice. You can't make out any words. But it's like you're being pulled towards that sword.
Okay.
Yep.
Is it enough that I can kind of have some range of motion within that pull?
Yeah, it's pulling you.
Okay.
And you can stop and start, but like you feel as if you cannot go. Like you need whatever it is that's in that.
Uh-huh.
Is it obvious that she's struggling with something?
Yeah, it's very obvious.
Can I see the sword from where I am?
You can see like maybe a glint, but you can't really tell what you're looking at.
Is it clear that that's what she's going for?
Yes.
I'm gonna go at it.
Excalibur has chosen her.
I'm gonna go for the thing.
Okay.
The sword and the wisp walker. So I'm assuming I'm reaching out and maybe he swoops in. I'm not sure.
I don't know if I can beat her to it. I go for it.
All right. And the moment that you make a break for it, everyone feels the same urge, like
Oh, God.
this need for that, whatever that is.
Oh God.
Now, if you want, you can make mental resistance checks to fight it.
I mean, I'm going for it.
Yeah,
on
no,
purpose.
except for you. You don't get a choice in this. You've
Okay.
already made the decision.
Real question, would I kill my companions for this thing?
Let's find out.
Do I need to roll?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it some mental resist?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to point out, while they were having their whole like scuffle about whether to kill the beast or not, I was hopping out of the cart and checking on bodies, just seeing if anyone was potentially alive or how they were injured, or if they were injured / how they died.
You can't really tell so much as maybe heart attack. Their heart just stopped, like they just stopped. And Avon, what'd you roll?
I rolled another 10.
I
Another
did
10.
too.
They're gonna be empty fort in like 3 sessions if they
Yeah.
keep this up.
Yeah, that's another point of hardening.
Oh God.
Which, by the way, I want to say that I go with Trist. Because I'm curious to see if the people who are dead because of this thing or are dead because of another reason. So I'm kind of like looking over your shoulder, Trist. like asking you questions like, wait, what does that mean? Wait, what does this one mean? Wait, what about this guy?
All right. Tresco, you are like you're no longer staggered by that, and you are also feeling this pull. Avon, you are not required to kill anybody.
Well, then I definitely take the sword.
All right.
Not
If I get to it
required.
first, we'll see.
So everyone give me a speed check. Who is going for the sword? Avon, you
don't
have a
think-
bonus, you are closer.
How what?
You have a bonus, you are closer.
Am I under compulsion to go for the sword?
Yes.
Speed is like a combat thing. Are we assuming standard style? or
I'm
whatever?
assuming we're in movement, possibly,
no,
or
it's
standard.
Just standard. Just your standard speed.
Okay.
Alright. I have a 13.
11.
Because I made my mental resistance, it was for that. Does that mean I am good to not go for the
Yes.
sword, or I'm just
You're
good not to kill?
go. Yeah, you're good to not go.
Okay. Alright.
What is bonus?
4. You are literally like 2 steps away from this thing.
Okay, well, I rolled a total 11, so that makes me 15.
Okay. Yeah, you actually see you actually see Eakin's hand out of the corner of your eye. And, like, your heart skips a beat as you think maybe for a half second that you are not going to get this thing. And as soon as your hand clamps around it, everyone snaps out of their like stupor that they need this thing, and almost immediately forget that it's there, except for you, Avon.
And because I was panicked that he was gonna get it before me, I think I instinctively swung it at him.
It's still embedded in this thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's still
Good.
embedded. Yeah.
Good.
You swing the beast at him.
I hit that motherfucker with another motherfucker.
But yeah, Eakin, you forget the sword's there for like 3 or 4 seconds before you realize that she has her hand on this thing, and you no longer feel that desire for it. Same with you, Tresco, and the other two didn't really even notice anything was going on over there.
No,
I just
actually,
stand there looking. I just look at her hand on the sword and like contemplate.
Like, what the heck?
I shake my head and head for its head.
Yeah.
Really quick, while checking the bodies and stuff, I'm seeing if they have any like money on them or just any kind of like perishables.
Yeah, you find money.
Cool. I'm just gonna start collecting that, and also like keep in mind like looking for someone whose build maybe matches Tresco's to see if there's clothes, like actual clothes that'll fit him aside from him just wearing armor.
Yeah, why not? There's enough people. I'm sure someone fits.
That's gotta be chafing.
Yeah.
Ka-clank, ka-clank. I'm sneaking. Ka-clank, ka-clank.
I think he only wears leather.
Shift, shift.
But yeah. So. what are you gonna
I guess I need to try it. Well, I'm gonna let Tresco's probably gonna end up slitting a throat before I can pull this thing out.
do? Probably.
Yeah, at this point, especially considering what just happened, yeah, I'm just gonna rush its head, and if it looks like I can slit its throat, if it's that kind of size, if it looks like it's so big, I actually just need to stab my sword through its eye. I'll do that.
It doesn't necessarily have eyes, but it is large to the point at which it'll take a few hacks for you to even get halfway through its head or its neck. It's El Mungo.
Then I'm just gonna jump on its head and stab into its skull.
Okay. Yeah. It takes you a few to like crack the skull enough for you to puncture through with your sword. But yeah, as soon as you do, the thing like tenses up, and its leg actually kind of kicks Avon, whose hand is firmly gripped around this weapon. Avon is launched into Eakin, and they kind of tumble in a mess. And this blade, as it pulls out, you feel like breaking, like metal snapping or something. You're not entirely sure, but it feels like the blade is kind of like there's like popping coming from it. And you like land in a heap. The blade skitters aside. You drop it in the tumble, but it's laying over there, and you kind of see it out of the corner of your eye pulse a little bit, and like little barbs kind of like retract back into the blade.
Ew.
Yeah,
I want it.
it is a gory mess.
Wait, it's out of my hand. Does that mean that the call comes again?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Good.
If I'm closer to it, I pick it up. It was not supernatural that I wanted that blade.
It was just Eakin wanted it.
All right. Are you gonna pick it up?
I'm gonna reach for it. Yeah.
You reach for it, and like as your hand gets within like an inch of it, a few barbs like jab out of the hilt and like puncture your hand.
Oh fuck. Can I like react to them,
yeah,
or is it too fast?
You can react.
All right. I mean, yeah. If it stabs at me, I'm gonna pull away. I'm gonna probably swear. I don't know what the equivalent. I guess we've all been using just like standard swear words, but
Yeah.
Oh fuck! And I just like back up. I don't think I'm even standing. I think I scoot across the ground away from it. Like it's just a full skitter.
And Avon, you are compelled
To pick it up again.
To pick it up again. Like this has become akin to like a priceless treasure for you. Like you're very defensive of it.
This is bad.
Yeah. Let's
I
amplify
don't
that.
like it.
Let's amplify that paranoia.
Yeah, great.
Tresco is like meanwhile finishing up stabbing and jumping off this monster. He lands in superhero pose. It's really bad for his knees, but he does it anyway. And he walks. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna control your character. Do it.
Oh, actually, at this point, after this is done, everything that's happened, I drain one of my flasks and just scowling head back to the group, and actually walk past them toward the cart if that's an option.
Yeah, it's absolutely an option. You kind of see the heap of limbs that is Avon and Eakin. Eakin is skittered away, and Avon is like crawling towards this blade that's skittered across the ground.
Good call, because that's pretty much what I was going for.
Yeah.
That's the best heavy metal band name ever. Heap of limbs.
I do. If Avon starts crawling towards it, I'm gonna kind of call out and be like, "Don't touch it! It just tried to stab me!" Like, I'm just like trying to warn her, but I don't try to I don't get near it. I just like shout.
Yeah, and she grabs it and it doesn't do anything.
All right. Seems like
Sexist.
overreacting.
And as you guys are doing this waft of rot permeates the air as the creature behind you rots incredibly quickly, like supernaturally quickly, and like black ooze is kind of like pooling around this thing and spreading out from it. Very gross. Very, very gross.
I make it maybe 5 steps before vomit.
Yeah, a few of you are gagging. Any of you that have a more sensitive tum-tum, definitely vomit. It's so strong. And I don't have this scanned in yet, but so this is the blade.
Oh god. That was really blurry.
Yeah, I'll scan it in. That's
Great.
Nothing spooky about that at all.
yeah, nothing.
Okay, I'm gonna have to write
Delightfully
that in.
phallic.
What am I calling? I'm gonna just call it the Thorn Blade for now, because that seems like a fitting name.
It's pretty close. Just wait
What's
till-
its damage?
It is a standard longsword damage.
So it's the same as mine, 3.
Yeah.
Okay. I fasten it on my belt right next to my other sword, and I keep my hand on the hilt, because I'm assuming I don't want to remove my hand.
It's pretty safe. And yeah. So that's what happened at the South Gate.
While I was looking at all the bodies, did I actually find one that had any sort of wounds or damage?
None of them had any wounds.
Were any of them guards?
Yeah.
Did they all have their weapons on them?
They did.
Okay.
Not drawn. None of them were drawn.
Well, there we go. See, the town doesn't need us to save it, because obviously whatever this town has to protect it works. Kind of. So we're good to go, right, guys?
Well, I'm not concerned about a giant Wisp-Walker anymore, so yeah.
Tresco, give me... Nah, I'm not gonna make a roll for it. You remember seeing, maybe somewhere on the bounty board, very brief description of a very large Wisp-Walker. Like it was a very poorly drawn rendition of this creature. So you do know that there was a bounty out on this thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I gotta head back toward the mayor's house anyway, so.
Not a mayor.
But we
Not a
passed right
girl.
by there leaving town, so.
Not a girl. Not a robot. Anyway, so yeah, you make your way back towards that. Do you have any way of... You need a way of proving that you killed this thing somehow.
Its rotten blood's gonna be all over my sword and my armor.
That's true.
Is there bones?
There are bones, but they are very brittle. Like this, the longer they're in the sunlight, the more brittle they become.
I figured between the fact that the guy that I'm asking to pay this bounty anyway sent me there in the first place, and the fact that I'm certainly not covered in normal blood would be enough.
Fair enough. So yeah, you make your way back towards the keep, the central keep, up the stairs to this guy. You enter the room, and he looks up suddenly. He's like, "Oh, what is that smell?"
Oh, that's what happened at the South Gate.
That doesn't explain anything.
South Gate's destroyed. Everyone's dead. As I move through his office, does he have like one of those little meeting areas with like a classy little tray with a bottle of booze?
Yes, he does. He has the serving tray.
I head straight for it.
Yep. Okay.
A lot of people dead. A lot of your guards dead. Did I notice that their weapons weren't drawn?
Did you? Or were you?
I feel like that was a martial thing. Like, if I saw people with weapons, I would notice that their weapons weren't.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
So I pass that on to him. I say, "There's the. I do believe there was a small bounty for it. It's dead now. Can I have that?" And I pour myself a drink, drink it. Pour myself another drink, drink it, and then I start refilling the flask that I emptied at the battle scene from the bottle.
He's pretty distracted by what you're unloading. What bounty? What thing was it exactly?
It was a giant walker.
You'll have to go talk to any. He like opens up a drawer, shifts through things, sets down a pile of copies of bounties, kind of shuffles them aside. Was it this thing? And,
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, boy, we thought this was it. Look, we don't have this kind of money on hand.
Just like you could defend yourselves. And I start heading for the door.
All right.
Speaking of money, how much did I find on the people?
You found a lot of bronze. Not bronze.
Is that billions?
No, not billions. I didn't say billions. You find like 100 amber dowels and a frost dowel. Sorry, not frost dowel, azure dowel. So about 11 azure dowels.
As I get to the door, I turn to him and I say, "I don't know what you think you've handled in the past. I don't know what you think you're prepared for, but you're not. And everyone who stays in this town is gonna fucking die." And then I walk out.
See, Arlen, he was going to tell everyone to leave.
Arlen rolls her eyes. It's like, we don't know that everyone's going to die. We just know that bad things are happening right now. That's
If
all.
I hear Arlen, do I hear Arlen?
Yeah.
I said, the only thing we know is that everyone will die.
Okay, that's true. But you don't need to move towns over such things.
You got
I head out.
All right, and you guys load up into the cart and start heading north.
Okay, while it's happening, I'm just gonna kind of like hand over any of the clothes that I thought will fit Tresco to him. Just like, here, this way you're not leather bound.
Thank you.
Yeah. Those are some common clothes and good. Yeah. As you guys are heading north,
I do stop the cart for one last
sure.
little
sorry.
stopover, just for a second. Just a tiny second.
Okay.
I'm like, guys, you wait here. I will be right back.
Okay.
And I run off, do my thing. Probably takes like 5-10 minutes, and then I come back in. I'm like, okay, we're good to go.
All right.
I missed a really good opportunity on something. So.
What was your really good opportunity for something?
Oh, like even though like the bones are brittle, and everything, like keeping a couple in like a glass jar and like keeping them like cloaked inside, that way they're not in the sunlight. To see like if I can use them later for any kind of alchemic thing.
Give me a luck roll. We'll see if you get it or not. We'll let the dice decide.
That or having like an opaque jar
Yeah.
that keeps out sun.
I got a 10. However, I have unlucky, so I think that drops it down by 1, so a 9.
9. Yeah, you got some like of the foot bones, the joints, like those little, those little bones that are in your feet. You got a few of
Yeah,
those. Those
yeah.
are about the only
Okay.
things that were small enough for you to fit into anything. So yeah, you have those
Okay,
retroactively. And Arlen runs off to do her thing for 5 to 10 minutes, comes back, seems okay, and you leave town, heading north. As the town kind of like disappears, and Avon hears a voice in their head says, "Hello, my name's Thistle." Shadows of Esteren and its logo are trademarks of Agate RPG in the U.S.A. and other countries. All Agate RPG characters and character names and the distinctive likenesses thereof are trademarks of Agate RPG. Content derived from Agate RPG publications is copyright 2012 Agate RPG. Agate RPG is a brand of Agate Editions. Please support the creators of this game. You can do so by going to portal.esteren.org/en, and you can also receive an email when they launch their next pre-order or Kickstarter by following the link below. You can also find a free download of Book 0 Prologue on drivethrurpg.com so you can get started with your friends immediately, and I highly recommend you do so. Prologue is amazing. It has 3 really well-written stories that are great ways to introduce your friends into the Shadows of Esteren universe. Highly recommend it. Hey, did you enjoy the music? The game developers made that too. Do you want the music? The developers' Bandcamp has all of their music available for purchase if you're interested. As always, the link is in the description. I should probably also note that the opening song and the closing song were made in-house by Micah Westhoff. So if you wanted those, I'm almost certain we're going to make those available in some way, shape, or form. Support the show by rating us on your preferred podcast source and by following us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, where you can get all the latest Wastebin news as well as a look at the maps and other artsy stuff we use for sessions. All those links are below. And for those of you that want a little more, go and check out our Patreon. That link too is in the description. Thanks everyone, and see you next week.